So you saw a thumbnail of a built Tahoe and wondered what the guy's done to it. Too bad. That was just clickbait to force you to listen to my music. This is my 2001 Chevy Tahoe with the 5.3 Vortec engine made from real-life tornadoes. I've taken it from the river basins to the mountaintops. My goal with this build has been to have a decent off-roader that can still comfortably drive across the country. Keep it simple, stupid. That saying hasn't been in the storefront of my mind, but it has been in the back room. So you want to know the secrets that lie above these golden wheels. Starting up front, there's a 32-inch curved light bar behind the grille. I custom welded a shelf for it to mount to the radiator support. The light bar is actually wired into the dome light switch, so after 15 minutes, if it's left on, it will power off. The front fog lights I've replaced with LED light bars. There's also lights on each side of the rear roof. They are surprisingly not too useful. They really don't get used beside working on other vehicles in the driveway. There was lights mounted in the rear bumper, but due to salty conditions, those just don't hold up. I have a future solution I want to do that's like the CHEVY antenna mount with the rear-facing light. The rear bumper is a custom-built bumper by me. That's the second off-road bumper I built, mostly inspired from Tacoma builds. The lift is a 3-inch body lift, torsion keys cranked to give about 3 inches of lift there, and 2-inch rear spacers in the coils. I am really not a fan of body lifts, but I bought it like that, and it gives 3 inches extra of up travel in the rear, so it's worth it. The shocks are Bilstein 5100s all around, extended travel ones in the rear. The wheels are Pro Comp Alloys Series 69. I painted them gold. The tires are BF Goodrich KO2s in 37 by 12.5 17. I bought them in 2017, and they've been fantastic tires. I love that giant kind of pizza cutter look. They have a great aspect ratio. In the rear, it has 16 inches of usable suspension travel. In the front, it's about 9 inches. To make big tires a better experience for everyone involved, I re-geared the differentials to 456 gears, and it doesn't exactly feel like it gained a lot of power, but it's certainly easier on the transmission. While I was in there, I added a Detroit True Track to the rear differential. It's kind of a limited slip torque multiplier. It does not lock anything. Both wheels have to be on the ground for it to work, but it's certainly way better than nothing, and I really like hearing the tires chirp if you get on the gas when you turn hard. Also up front, I have a 12,000-pound Badlands Apex winch, which has been fantastic. I just took a winch tray and welded it to the front of the frame. Also had to dovetail the front of the winch mount. That was a bunch of work. That has been a really nice winch with a wireless winch controller. I just had the batteries go bad after 3 years, and there's a backup of you. There's still a way to wire the controller to the winch. The fender flares are just cheap eBay 1-inch fender flares. They've held up pretty great. For the exhaust, I custom made my own catback system that consists of the 2 3/4 tube going to 3-inch tube, going to a 4-inch glass pack, then back down to 3-inch tube, out through a nice exhaust tip. Real nice sound. Patch collection, because you're not a real off-roader if you don't got patches on your ceiling. The radio is a single-DIN Pioneer with Bluetooth. Only thing I really want is to be able to connect my phone easily. Keychain supply. I also gave it a built-in wireless charger, and I have a GPS suction cup to the window that comes on with ignition. It also has a built-in dash cam, so it gets to take care of 2 of those in one. I cobbled together my own digital trans temp gauge. That's just a 12-volt digital temperature readout that I hose clamped to the out transmission line. The CB radio is a Cobra 29LX in all chrome, but most of that chrome's hidden. Then that runs to a 4-foot Fire Stick Firefly antenna. A little bit of a flexible antenna, still needs a spring, and then it's a Fire Stick door jamb mount it's mounted to. Also, a fun little inclinometer. Tells you how much you're tilted, and it beeps when you go too far. Solar panel hooked up all the time, just for a nice little trickle charge, because I don't always use this. Mainly for when I had 3 vehicles. This didn't get used all the time, and it was nice to have it always ready to go. Blind spot mirrors, because either I'm a grandpa, or I just really like to see where my rear wheels are touching. Auto 4-wheel drive, real nice. You can just leave that on, and it engages part-time 4-wheel drive on the fly. In the rear, I have Max Tracks mounted with quick fists, axe, shovel, snatch blocks laying in various places, fire extinguisher. I do have a compact jump starter. Generic rubber mat for a floor mat. Very nice to not have leaky things get to your carpet. Also, a wireless backup camera that goes to the GPS up front. In this cubby, it literally does take 2 hands to open. I keep a cluster hook, 2 shackles, these mini wheel chucks, and a tree saver. In the factory jack location, I keep a bottle jack, a block of wood to help lift up, some trailer supplies, and tire plugs. Rear switch controls for the lights. Rear ones, but they're gone. Yeah, it's messy back here, but that's real life. I got projects I'm working on. I'd like to say it's clean most of the time, but that is not true. I do love it when it's clean though. I do carry a foldable step stool to help people get in and out, because this is a little tall. Tools I keep under the rear seats: impact, wrenches, sockets, more snatch blocks, 4-pound hammer. Never want to leave home without the 4-pound hammer. Ratchet straps out of their place, but they're tucked in various places. Snatch block. I'm always working on things in and around my vehicles, so it's nice to have paper towels on standby. Fluorescent yellow vests for traffic control, but man, do I never need those. But you don't need them until you do. My trusty Craftsman ratchet set. Got some big adjustable wrench in here, big breaker bar for those impact sockets. I have hiding in here sockets for the CHEVY axle nuts. It's important to be able to take those off. Also, I carry an air compressor, air down tools, a spare U-joint, a spare tie rod with tie rod end. Also, when I go off-roading, I like to bring this supplemental kit. Some extra straps, tow chain, spare CHEVY axle. Haven't broke one of those yet though. Some rope, straps. My hitch just lives in here. And that heater, I like to leave it in the vehicle, but I really don't have any of those problems. All tied up in a rifle case. It probably weighs 100 pounds, all put together. I'm pretty happy with how it currently sits. For future plans, a solid axle swap up front wouldn't be bad. I'm not totally disappointed with the IFS. The biggest drawback is I can't have any front locker up there. It's not strong enough to maintain that. One other thing may be mud terrains. I don't exactly like the idea of driving on mud terrains in the winter or cross country, but it'd be nice to have a pair to switch out to for local off-road trips. I've owned it for 7 years. It has 260,000 miles on it, and I've put over 35,000 on it. It's been an absolutely fantastic vehicle, aside from needing its fair amount of maintenance. Just because one YouTuber asked for a build video doesn't mean I'm easy. It means I'm glad you frickin' asked.